great-grandmother of one. And I have to tell you that if I sent my child to college, I would want my child to have their priorities in order. It is not that important to go to a club. What are your priorities? How serious are you about your future? Would you prefer to have someone to say that it's okay for you to go to a club even though you can't drink in the club? Who are we kidding? You can drink in your rooms. You can drink anywhere you want to. You can get what you want. I'm serious about parenting. And I would be nervous and scared to death to send my child someplace knowing that they have something that's accessible to them that was voted on as a law so that you can have someplace that you can go and party. Well, I want you to party after you get your degree and get your career in order. I don't want you to get out there and get high and start having children before you're ready to have them and go back home and take those babies to your parents. I'm not going to be popular here. I'm going to give it to you straight because I feel like you are my children as well. So let's get our priorities in order. What's your course of study? How are your grades? We want to provide you with the best education, and we want you to be serious about your education.
I agree that we have to be serious about our education, and I'm hoping you are. But let's be realistic. There's a saying that say, all work and no play. Make you a little boy, girl, whatever it is, okay? You need some relaxation. But the actions of a few have made it difficult for the many. And what I mean by that, we were concerned about teenage drinking, underage drinking, if you want to call it that. But there was also a law that gave establishments Sunday sales. We had to go in there and tweak it so a parent could bring their child into a restaurant for Sunday sales. Under the Adams administration, as Mr. Cook stated, our regulations weren't as rigid as quite a few individuals have done so lately. We allow individuals to go in certain clubs, but they have to have a wristband to prove that they were underage, they couldn't drink. And we also put limitations on one drink. What I mean by that, the individual who was 21 can go up to a bar and get 3 or 4 drinks and bring it back to their partners, so to speak. There also is different establishments, and one of the biggest problems we used to run on River Street is that individuals will go down, get a soldier or something like that, go in the parking lot, drink their drinks, and then before they went into the club, they were already high. That has happened. We've proven facts. But we have to ask, and you as college students must show that you're responsible, and therefore I will look at reviewing the law, okay? Thank you very much.
I have to agree with Regina on this one. You know, it's about you getting the education that you came to Savannah State for. There are other ways of it you can entertain. We have many festivals in this community, cultural events in this community. Underage drinking has been a serious concern here in this community. And not only have we found that has been underage drinking, but whenever they find there are a group of young people gathering, then that's where you see the drugs. One brings the other, and particularly when you don't have control. We use the armbands. It didn't work because I could take somebody that was 21 and I can show you where they were giving people that were 17, 16, 18 drinks. It is about what you think you need to make you happy. I would hope that with you gathering here at Savannah State, that you didn't come here just to frequent the bars, but there are other outlets. There are also teen clubs, or you could have a collegiate club, where you can go and dance and have a good time. It does not have to be a facility where alcohol is being sold. 21 years of age is not, it's not very long in life. It looks like it's a long time, but if you pursue your education and you get your degree, then you can make all those decisions. it is, you may look at it, you know, as something that you want to do now, but I can tell you, once you graduate, you can understand, well, parents are concerned and they don't want to see you out there drinking in the community.
I could have sworn that you told us to keep it real and keep it relevant. So that's what I'm going to try to do with this answer. Let's be real and relevant. When I was in college, partying is part of being in college, and I made some mighty good grades. You can do both. It doesn't have to be one or the other. You can be responsible in both. And by partying, I mean this. I want to continue to come back as your mayor to Savannah State, as I did this past week and went and visited and spoke with students in free enterprise. I want to visit and speak with the block party, the student government, the achievers. I want to hear what you think are specifically we can do. I'm willing to revisit some of these draconian laws that we have passed, because I can tell you the bar cards aren't working anyway. Because I've been talking to everyone in the drinking establishments. They're not working, they're not wearing them. The test is baloney, because they get the answers in advance, they memorize them, they take the test, and it just costs $40, $45 or whatever. It's not working for what we intended to do. What we intended was just to keep underage drinkers from drinking. So if they can be kept from drinking, and you can be in a club or an adult entertainment or an adult setting and have a wristband on, and if that works, that's fine with me, as long as you're not drinking. But we have picnics in the parks. We should have more concerts, more outdoor events, comedies, festivals. We should take your ideas as to the acts that you want us to bring to town. You've got to tell us, and I'm willing to listen. I'm not at that past. I'm not at the present with the status quo. We've got to move forward. Gotcha.
And even though that's true, the concept of children are the future, if they are the future, that also means that I went to a conference this last weekend, and they said that children are also our savings, which means they're the ones who are going to take care of us and propel us into the future, right? So with that in mind, the next question says, what suggestions do you have to help create more positive activities, programs, and events for Savannah youth in an effort to keep them out of trouble and engage productively after school and during the summer? And we'll start with this end.
I do want to back it up before we get to after-school children. I want to talk about. Okay, I'll stay on real point, but this is why children are the future. Because if you don't start with early childhood, from beginning new birth to age 5, with early childhood development centers teaching right from wrong, we should have those regional centers throughout the city, like the Lady Bamford Center in West Savannah. Those should be located throughout the city. Number 2, after-school programs, those should be broadened rather than cut. We should allow more clubs and more after-school activities, including when I was in school, in high school, we had Future Business Leaders of America, where you were allowed to go off campus, earn credit, and earn money. We should be able to expand those with apprenticeships and internships. And in addition, the unions have told us that they will make available internships and apprenticeships for youth to have activities. It should be ways for vocational training and additional recreation. These are the things, if you keep a group of youth focused and determined, then their minds won't be straying and wondering what they need to do with other things. Focus and determined and have goals, and also have a structured daily schedule. And that means having certain hours where you go to the gym and certain hours where you have those activities. We'll make those activities more available in the city of Savannah when I'm mayor. Thank you.
In the county government now, we have what we call the Youth Commission. In the city government, we have the Youth Council. Being a visionary, and with all the colleges and universities that are in the city, we need a collegiate advisory board. So you can tell us what your needs are and how we can help you in the process, not only of growing up, so that you can become productive, in order for you to become productive citizens in this community. I do feel that we need to provide more activities here, not only just here on this campus, for you, but also in the community and through an advisory board that can happen. You are taxpayers just like everybody else, and your families come into the city and they spend money. But I know that there are a shortage of activities that are here for you. That is why I feel that when I become mayor, that I will make sure that we get representatives through your leadership, your Student Government Association, or however you may want to craft it with the other universities, to provide for you the kind of services that's going to make you happy, to make you feel like you are a part of the city. I know what you mean when you say that, you aren't really feeling like you're a member of this community. It used to be called come heres and been heres. We want you to be a been here in this community. And what is that? What does that mean? The longer you are here, the better you're going to feel about being a resident of this community.
You're going to listen to a lot of rhetoric tonight, and you're doing that already. But the point is that I've done that, did that, and what have you. Established a youth council. But when you start blaming all these advisory committees and stuff like that, all you do is delay stuff and nothing gets accomplished. The mayor has the authority to establish certain executive orders to get things accomplished. When I used to go speak to kids in school, I used to tell them, you are the future. And I said, I want you to succeed because I want you to pay my Social Security. And I meant that. They looked at me and they thought I was crazy. What's Social Security? Then I had to explain to them what the circumstances of them being involved in the workforce and paying money. So my generation can have a check coming in. But the point I'm trying to say is that you have to make yourself available to enjoy your livelihood, enjoy your situation in this community. My concern right now is that you're getting your education. My other concern is what about the individuals who walk the streets of Savannah who have dropped out of school and not making it safe for this community and it's safe for you. Unfortunately, the city of Savannah just had 23 murders. And we still have 3 months to go. I'm hoping that's the last one. But we have to get out there and do some training for those individuals who dropped out of school and create an atmosphere so they can become effective citizens of this community. Thank you.
What you do today will determine what your future will be. There can be clubs, organization clubs, that can give you things to do, but I say go to church. What's wrong with going to church? What's wrong with a little prayer? Don't you pray before you take a test? Lord, please help me to pass this test. Lord, I didn't study because I was out last night. Just think about it. There are many, many things that you can be doing. They say you are our future. I say you are my present. And I do need you gainfully employed. How are we going to attract high-end jobs? People mature on different levels. And it's the maturity of a person and how much that person has grown within themselves to determine what you're going to do with your life. It is your life. Use it wisely. Think about it seriously. Because if we're going to attract high-end jobs in Savannah, we want you to be serious about your education. We want you to be serious about those student loans that you have to pay back and those credit cards that you get because people send them to you. Think about that. And don't put so much burden on your parents. I want you to be gainfully employed because you say by the time I get old enough to get Social Security, won't be in it. And yes, I want you to pay my Social Security too. Thank you.
That's a great question because our youth are our future leaders. Some of you may end up being on city council or may even end up being the mayor of Savannah. And I'm all for that. We need to keep our youth centers staffed. Today, a lot of our youth centers close down after school. There's no place for young kids to go after school. I'm gonna give up my $12,000 a year car allowance. I've already got a car that's paid for, I don't need another car. I'm gonna give up my $12,000 a year car allowance times 4 years, that's $48,000. And I'm gonna put it towards staffing our youth centers in the afternoons where these kids will have someplace to go after school. They have no place to go now because this administration has not funded these youth centers. We're gonna fund them all the way in the afternoon where the kids will have a place to go and learn, how to become future leaders. And I look forward to working with all of the youth centers throughout the city to make sure that our youth have a place to go after school and learn skills so that they can be better citizens in the future. Thank you.
I think it was Floyd that talked about the rhetoric we were hearing tonight. Well, yeah, we've got an earful already. Election cycle after election cycle, we hear the same thing. We want to do this for the youngins. We want to do that for the youngins. Now look, you want a buffet full of leftovers? Well, here you go. You want somebody hot off